We're live. We're live. Okay. We're live. You and me. Oh, you notice something different? Oh, what's going on? Who is this guy, right? I'm Sonny May Cry. Hold on. You see me. Okay. I'm Sonny May Cry. I'm a 3/4 time college student. And a nothing time videographer because I suck. I'm a loser, okay? Well, I was a loser. And then I found my true self. And now look at me. Look at this, huh? Ah! Scary. And you see the ears too? Oh, and what's that on my nose? Is that a booger? No, it's not. It's a piercing. I got 3 of them in one sitting. They told me I'm a hero for that, but, you know, it wasn't nothing. Nothing to me. Maybe my pain tolerance is just high, but no, I didn't feel a thing. Hold on. I think the door's open. No, you can see how tall I am. Also, the camera that I have, or I guess the layout in OBS, because I record these videos in OBS, I just have it open and I can see myself. I'm usually looking at myself, and you can usually look at me looking at myself through my glasses. So I don't know why I'm acting like you don't know, but yeah, I record in OBS, and I just figured out while I was messing with my setting, because I want to start uploading gameplay videos. Like, obviously games I don't play, because if I just sit here and play a game I play all the time, you're gonna hear me say bad words. Yeah, so I saw in the layout that my camera is completely cut off. I don't know if it'll even, whenever I went into my box mode, which is something that I can do inherently, like it is physiologically possible to contort your vision of me into a tiny box in the corner of your eye. That's just something I can do naturally. Not a lot of people can do it. They have to edit the videos, but I can just do it whenever. See, watch. Pretty cool, huh? If you heard my mouse, that wasn't my mouse clicking like the screen. That was me. I was clicking on my music to pause it. I just realized I paused it because, yeah, you can see I don't have my headphones on. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah, I'm not wearing headphones. So, you know, I got to pause my music. Because I'm not listening. I'm not listening to my music. Because do you see that? Do you see that I'm not listening to my music? As you can see, the 2-point turn. 2-point, I guess. Because I'm, whatever. I fucked it up. Sorry. Anyways. It's been a while since I made a video. Obviously, you can see, you know, I look like a completely different person. And the glasses are off today. Because apparently I look, you know, I'm a top 10, you know, sex symbol. Because there's only 10 of them. And I'm number 10 whenever I'm not wearing glasses. So, we're going to try out no glasses today. If we're not, no glasses at all. And we'll see how that works. And no headphones either, because I want to hear how loud I am. I'm trying not to be too loud so that you could hear me in the hallway or like in the common area. Like I try to be quiet. But when I'm wearing headphones, I can't tell how loud I am. So now I'm not wearing headphones in my ears. No headphones in this ear either. You see that? None at all. Oh man, is that something in my nose? What is that? It's not funny. If it was funny before, it's not funny now because I just did it twice. It'd be funny if I did it a third time, but no. It's just corny at that point. You're just beating a dead horse. Yeah. All of this was today, by the way. The only thing I did today, like I guess I ate lunch with Rochelle and Lovely, my 2 friends in the whole world. Well, that's not true. You know that's not true. I've talked about more of the friends than just Rochelle and Lovely. In fact, I don't know if I've even talked about Rochelle in this video, I guess on this channel. Obviously, I have in this video. You just heard me say it like 3 times. But, first of all, if you're my friend, this is for you. And Rochelle, you get 2 of them. Because she's the one that convinced me to get my piercings all over my face like I'm a delinquent. Also, I just fucked up you can't even see it, whatever. I fucked up my nail. And I fucked up my face forever because I can't take this out. This shit was Not that expensive, actually. I thought it'd be more. I don't know. I'm looking at my face in the camera. I don't know. I like watching the videos and I'm looking at myself in the camera. So really, I'm doing it for you. You fucking freak. You don't need to record yourself looking at yourself. You can just do that in the mirror. See, now I don't want to because I know he's getting off to this. I don't know. Whatever. I'll just keep switching. In case you were wondering, that's what's going through my mind whenever I switch back and forth. Whenever I see... Fuck off. Whatever. Who cares? You don't care. Rochelle convinced me to get the piercings and the nails, actually, yesterday. Because we hung out almost the entire day yesterday. I made this pasta and it was fire. Well, I thought it was fire, even though I fucked it up. I royally screwed it up. It was vodka pasta, and I didn't cook it with vodka until the very end. I just poured vodka in it, and oh fuck, I need to not touch it, and now it itches. Shit. Yeah, I made vodka pasta, and I didn't put vodka in it, and I think I burned it at the very beginning. I burned the onion and the garlic. So, it tasted fine. Actually, I probably should have added more garlic. Even though I added 2 cloves. It said put 2 cloves. I put 2 cloves. I didn't get that garlic taste probably because I burned it. So that was a miss. And obviously no vodka until the very end. And it didn't taste like vodka, thankfully. But I ate a lot of it. Or I guess I ate a fair portion. Maybe I'll put a picture up if I decide I want to be a single-time editographer. I feel like I made that joke already in another video because it seems familiar. What was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about while I was talking about it because I just went on a stupid fucking tangent. It wasn't even a tangent. It was like 3 seconds. I literally diverged for half a second. And I completely forgot what I was talking about. I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. And now I'm completely frozen. I don't know what to say. Is this boring? At the beginning of the video, I said that I wanted to do gameplay videos when I showed off my square form, remember? That's because that's useful if I want to start recording, gameplay videos, because I could just turn into a box and then you can see the whole game while I'm playing the game. And obviously, I can't just play some regular game. I'm not going to get on Rivals because you don't want to see that. You trust me, you don't want to see that. Maybe I'll do one. I'll post a clip. If I ever do a gameplay video, I'll just have randomly a Rivals clip. And, you can see how ass I am at that game, even though I have fun with it. I think I would play Osu, but my tablet's broken, and it's been broken for months, apparently, and I had no clue until last month. And my keypad was broken before that, but I can still play the game because I have a keyboard, obviously. But, now that both of them are broken, I feel like that's a sign for me to stop playing that game. And I didn't need a sign to stop playing the game because I stopped playing that shit like, I think right when I started school. I think right after I moved out of my first dorm because of my roommate. I think that's when I stopped because I got super busy out of nowhere with school, and then people wanted to hang out with me for some reason. So most of my time was not spent in my dorm. So I wasn't playing any games. Whenever I was at my dorm, I was just doing homework. So I wasn't playing pretty much any game. So I had completely forgotten what I even enjoy. So that's probably why I like Rivals so much now, because it's so different from what I usually play. Usually I just play fighting games. But now, before I played fucking Valorant, and it sucked. I hate that game. I hated that game when I was playing it, and I hate it now. And it's the same asshole. You know who you are, motherfucker. Keeps getting me on that game. And I hate it every single time. I'm still going to get on the game, because whenever I play with him, it's just, it makes it alright. I tried playing it by myself a couple times, and that shit is... Oh, man. Man, that shit sucks. Fuck that game. Fuck Valorant. Did I even say the name of the game? Fuck Valorant. That game sucks. That game is ass. And I know because I gave my account to my roommate, my old roommate, because he wanted to play on his Xbox. So I gave him my account, and I had the trans flag on there, and it had a really, my name was, I'm not gonna say it. Actually, I was gonna say it, but no, I'm not gonna. But I had the trans flag, and he was really upset. Like, why is this your tag? Why is this your flag? Like, why is your banner the trans flag? Are you trans? I'm like, no, man. It's like, it's not the trans flag either. It's the cotton candy. That's what it says. And he's like, nah, man, it's the trans flag. Why is that your thing? Like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, dude, relax. Like, is it really that serious? Even if I was gonna say, even if I was trans, like, are you really gonna get pressed about this? But now that I think about it, he does seem like the kind of person to blow something like that out of proportion and just be an asshole about it. So, you know, I guess it's not too surprising why he would react that way. I don't know. I just, that was funny. Like, why are you getting so pressed about it? You really don't want to be cotton candy. That's fine, but like, what's your issue? I think I completely chipped off the nail polish right here. Damn it. On the first day I got it too. What a shame. I really hope these piercings don't get infected, because then they'd have to cut my whole nose off, and my nose is massive. So that's gonna be an issue. I feel it doesn't hurt anymore. Like when I got it, it hurt. It was kind of excruciating, honestly. It didn't last too long, but it wasn't that it hurt. It was that pain. It went away a little bit, but it's still prominent. Like that's probably the main thing I feel on my face is the piercing. And it's weird because it doesn't hurt any less. It doesn't hurt any less than it does when I got it. I don't know about the looking. Because I know I keep going back and forth, but I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't hurt any less than when I got it. I just am bearing it more. It's more bearable, I guess. Does that make sense? It still hurts. The point is that it still hurts. Even if I can handle this pain now, it still feels like there is metal stuck right through my nose. Like it's there and it's not gonna go anywhere. And they said it on. I don't have to clean it with soap or anything. I can just rinse it out. I don't know if I want to just rinse it out though. I think I want to still put soap in there because they also said it stinks. And I really wish I wish they would have told me this before I paid for it and sat in that chair. Rochelle is. I'm not gonna say she's not because you know I wouldn't have done this without her. But like. It would have been nice to know, I think I would have liked to know if I would just smell a rotten corpse smell while I'm living my life. I mean, I guess now I know, but maybe I would have rethought the piercing if I knew before I paid for it. Anyways, my ears feel fine. My ear piercings feel fine. My nose is running. I have Q-tip. Okay, my mic is on. I have Q-tips, but they're all the way over there, and I'm kind of in the middle of something. So, I mean, do you mind if I just go grab Q-tips? It's not gonna take long. I'm literally gonna go over there and grab it, and then I'm gonna come right back, and you can hear me talking. So it's not like you're missing out on anything. It's kind of unprofessional, no? You just saw you saw me with legs back there, so you know I have legs. It's not a surprise to you. I mean, unless you missed it, but you can just go, well, maybe you want to watch it like how I'm living it. So you don't want to go back in the video. You want to just see the whole experience through. And I appreciate that. If you're really that artistic, shout out to you if you even exist. If you're normal and you don't do any of that shit, I don't know. I do that. That's why I'm making a big deal out of it. Anyways, I'm just going to go get the Q-tips. I'm probably not going to say anything. But, I mean, if I do say something, it's a treat for you. And don't be surprised. I'm a little bit tall. I'm at a modest but humble 5'2". I just put up 3, but it's 2.5, really. I'm a tall guy, okay? Look at me. Ooh, I'm wide too. Where are they though? I think they're in here. And I'm not gonna go over there either, even though I can. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Sorry. Ugh. I should probably take these out. Because I have a feeling at some point in the future. Alright. I have the Q-tips. If you know piercings and I'm not supposed to do this, like while I'm recovering, you're probably screaming at me, like crying. Like that one astronaut movie, I forgot what it's called. But you're like slamming on your desk with tears streaming down your face, and you have like snot all over your keyboard. You're like, no, please don't put the Q-tip in your nose. You probably watched this. You watched the update video where I die of like blood loss or something live on stream because of these piercings. And you're watching this, and you're like, man, this is so surreal. How does he know exactly what's gonna happen? And I can't tell you. Unless this didn't happen. If this didn't happen, maybe I peered into the wrong future. Yeah, I'm a telepath. I can see through dimension. You don't care. You don't care, and that's fine. I've realized I kind of ramble a lot. It's been 16 minutes. 16 minutes. I don't think I stopped talking once, by the way, which is, it goes to show I can talk a lot. And if you made it 16 minutes into a video, I guess 17 now. If you made it this far into a video of someone talking, I don't know, maybe you find me funny. Or maybe you just have this on in the background and you're not even listening to a word I'm saying. Or you're my kid and you're watching this 15 years after I record this and you're like 6 years old for some reason. I maybe could have chosen a longer timeline, but we'll just go with 15. I wonder how different life will be 15 years in the future. I wish I could be there, but honestly, I don't think I have much more time on this planet. Not because I'm like sick or anything, but there's not much more for a guy like me to live through. It's not like I'm waiting for something. I don't really have any ambitions, any hobbies. So it's like, I feel like I've lived long enough. Like this, I think I've experienced the most that I can, or the most that I am willing to do comfortably in this one phase of existence. Because I know once we die, we're not, it's not just nothing for eternity. And even if it was, we wouldn't be able to we wouldn't be able to comprehend that, I think, unless you can just imagine being blind and deaf with no sense of touch or smell or taste or anything. Like, personally, I feel like that's such a sad way to see death, because death is literally infinite potential. Like, there could be anything behind death. It could be like a video game where you respawn, or it could be like a fun video game where the main character dies and then they respawn at like a checkpoint or something. What am I even talking about? I don't know. Should I keep going? I mean, I already started. Yeah, or you could just be reborn into a new person, and you wouldn't have any memory of that, and it's like you don't know how many times you've reincarnated, or you do have memory, and I'm just on my first one, and like everybody else could be on their millionth reincarnation. Maybe that's a fucked up way to look at it, but maybe it's like everybody that's in power right now, they know exactly how to fuck people over because they've lived a million evil lives. It's crazy. Or death really is just nothing for eternity, and anything to wish, like if you really wish that it isn't, then you're just delusional. I don't know how you can more easily accept that there's just nothing after death when energy doesn't disappear. But once it's created, like, it cannot be destroyed. Energy will always exist in some form. So I don't know how you could think that once we die, our energy doesn't go somewhere else, whatever that is, like heaven or hell or whatever. Like, obviously our energy is going to keep on recycling over and over. I think that includes our lives, right? Like, the energy that is giving us the ability to live, like, to comprehend, I guess, whatever living entails. I don't know what I thought I would say. Anyways, that energy, probably because it's so powerful, I would think that that energy goes to give life to another human. And I think that's beautiful. Like, whenever you die, you immediately get reborn into the body of, like, a baby, and you can live another life through that way. And honestly, I think that's how I choose to interpret, like, life and death, because it's easier to accept that. Like, that makes sense too. I mean, to me, that makes sense, for our strong spiritual energy to just move to a different host, I guess. And the body of a baby is only like the body. The brain develops all that, but our energy goes to the... I don't know, man. Now that I'm trying to explain it more, it sounds ridiculous, but I believe it. Anything can happen, dude. Like, what are the odds that our universe was created through a series of completely innocuous reactions for probably eons, and then out of nowhere this happens, and now we're all alive? Like, what are the chances of that? How long could it have been from, like, and what was before that? What came about for everything to be created as we know it? That's crazy. That's a crazy thought. Yeah, that's it. that's the end, I guess. I don't know. I could keep going on about that, but I feel like I just start repeating myself. And there's nothing wrong with, like, an interpretation of heaven or hell, because every single religion has that for some reason. Like, that's what... Okay, this is definitely controversial. This is absolutely controversial. But personally, regardless of your religion, I think every single religion is, first of all, it's like great reading, right? The Bible is one of the most popular books in the whole entire world because of the religion, obviously, but also it's just, the book is fire. Like, the stories in there are, like, amazing. Some of the best storytelling, maybe not environment. I didn't read the book, by the way. Maybe we can do a book club on the entire Bible. Yeah, he doesn't believe it, but it's true. I mean, I've seen, like, passages and stuff from the Bible. I used to go to a Catholic school. Yeah, that's the Bible, right? Surely. Yeah, I went to a Catholic school. See, you probably think I'm full of shit, but whatever. I did. And, you know, I learned a lot there, I suppose. But I think stuff like that is best enjoyed as fiction instead of reality. Like, you can believe that happened all you want. And honestly, I think religion is a good foundation for morals, because it's easier, or I guess it's more practical, to blame all of your misfortune on yourself rather than it's God's plan. But that is reassuring, and that keeps people going. And I say whatever makes you feel the best, that's what you should go for, right? So, like, if religion truly, if you found peace and happiness through religion, that's good for you. I probably could. I'm really malleable when it comes to that stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I could probably find myself getting into Christianity specifically because, I already have, the base. I have, like, beginner knowledge on the Bible, because that's just taught to you in America. Like, they teach you who Jesus is. They teach you who, like, he was, how he died and all that stuff. But they kind of trust you to go into detail in that stuff. And you might be thinking, separation of religion or whatever, but we're long past that, especially now. But even when I was going to school, and I went to school on a military base, like, most of the majority of my school time was, wait, is that even true? Was when I was in the military, and it was either on or close to base. So, or like in a military area, because in Hawaii, that's how it was. And then in California, which is where I lived before Japan. So I don't know why I'm fucking skipping Japan, but I guess in Japan I went to school on base the whole time I was there. And then in California, I don't know. I think I did in California, but I think Vegas was the first time I didn't, because I wasn't going to school. When I lived in Las Vegas, I was not going to public school. I was in college by then. So I was going to college. And no, it wasn't anywhere near a military base in the same way that my elementary and intermediate school were. So, yeah. They taught you the Bible. Actually, that's a little bit of a lie, because, you know, in Hawaii, they didn't really teach me any of that shit. But in Japan, they did teach us. I did learn from a religion. It was not the Bible, though. It was Judaism. And I wasn't expecting that. Like, when I remember that, I'm like, wait, did that really happen? There's no fucking way. There was a whole section on Judaism as a religion, and it was right around Christmas time, so we're not really celebrating Christmas in the classroom. We're celebrating Hanukkah. And I think my teacher who was teaching it, Mr. Berenstain, motherfucker, I hate that guy, because he was an asshole, and he yelled at me, and then he yelled at my best friend, Michael Guess. I mean, should I be saying your name? I don't know. Your name has stuck through my memory. If you got jump scared by this, you know who I am. You know my Instagram is in the description. And you probably don't want to fucking talk to me because I'm a weirdo. But, honestly, I feel like there's no better place to say this, because I've been displaced so many times throughout my life. I never really got I never had a friend group until I was in middle school. Well, actually, until now, honestly, because even in middle school when I had friend groups, I never went off campus with most of them. Like, because my closest, I'm tied for first, I want to say. I'm closer to him now than I am. I'm not saying any names, but, it doesn't matter. I don't really even say, it's Avion. I don't say his name that much. And I didn't notice this until I'm, watching old clips, and I'm referring to him, but I'm not saying his name, but he knows to respond to me. It's funny. Anyways, I only ever hung out with him off campus once, and he was my closest friend in 8th grade. And then Jackson, I went off campus with him, I think, 2 or 3 times in 7th grade alone, which is crazy that my parents let me do that. And then some other friends, we hung out off campus. Off school grounds, because we were in 7th grade. And then before that, no chance. I went to one sleepover before middle school, and it was in 4th grade, and it was awesome. For some reason, I have very vivid memories of that event, but I'm glad I do. It was for my friend Nathan's birthday. Yeah. What else? What was I even talking about? Why was I talking about friend groups? Oh, I didn't have one until coming here, because I didn't have any friends in community college. Well, that's not true, actually. I was thinking of Vegas, because I had no friends at all in Las Vegas, besides the ones I met through work, and then obviously we never hung out off of work. I never hung out with them. And that's really sad, honestly. I really wish I did, because they were cool as hell. I think every single person I met there, I don't think I had a single problem with any one of them, except maybe this one guy. I think his name was Austin. And he was hired after I was hired. So we were being trained, kind of at the same time. But I already knew, pretty much I was done with the training stage, or kind of trusting me to go off and do my own thing. But he was brand new, and I think the thing that stood out the most was that he was not quick on the uptake. He definitely needed a couple revs to get his engine running. He was not the sharpest tool in the shed. And this was McDonald's, so we're not accepting Harvard graduates necessarily. Like, we can lower our standards a little bit, but you know, he was a special breed. Like, he worked at a gas station before, so you would think that he'd be, you know, faster with this stuff. But I guess maybe it wasn't a very populated gas station because this guy sucked at everything. Like, he was the worst. And whenever I saw him coming in, I wasn't like, oh my god, it's this asshole again. It's like, oh my god, they're gonna rip him to shreds every day. They fucking clown this guy so hard, and I felt horrible because it was funny as fuck. Because he really was trash, bro. He was sorry. he was so sorry. But like, I can only sit and watch because I used to be in that same position. But he would get mad. He would get mad when they were mad at, rightfully so. Honestly, rightfully so. I'd be mad as fuck. But you're trash. You're trash, dude. You suck. Like, you gotta solve these problems, man. I'm sorry to say. And I'm gonna keep laughing at you. I'm not gonna laugh at you to your face. Unless he start getting slick with me. And he did start getting slick with me. I had to remind him, nigga, you suck. You are unreliable as hell. I think I said something like that, unfortunately, which probably I shouldn't have, but I was probably having a horrible day. Actually, there was one day, I think it was after my birthday. It was not long after my birthday. I'd stayed up all night long for some reason. And I knew I had work in the morning. I went back on Saturday and I stayed up until Sunday. And I don't usually have work on Sunday. So I was like, I didn't realize that I had to be up and out of there in like 2 hours. I'd stayed on fucking Discord all night, and I had to walk to work in the morning at like 6 because I had to get there by, I think, 7 or 8, and it was like a 30-minute walk. It wasn't that bad, honestly. That walk was a very nice walk. I forgot what I was gonna say. Again, the walk wasn't bad. Damn. Dude, I forgot again. Oh yeah, I stayed up all night, and I went in, and I was pissed because I did not want to be there on a Sunday. And my managers, they caught on immediately, like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just didn't get any sleep last night. I was studying, and I was full of shit. And I feel like they knew, so they weren't feeling bad for me like I wanted. So I started falling asleep. I wasn't even doing it on purpose. I was falling asleep at the register, and there's people coming up. And they pull me aside and, like, you have to wake up. Like, we have espresso. We have whatever you need. Please don't do this on a busy Sunday. So people were coming in like crazy. So they put me in the back, and luckily I could, like, fall asleep and wake up out of nowhere when they start yelling at me through the speaker. So it wasn't all bad. But then I go on break, and I take the 30-minute break so I can go to sleep. And I stay in there sleeping for like 2 hours, and I wasn't clocked in, like a dumbass. So I wasn't even getting paid for that. And nobody said anything, probably because people stopped coming in. Because at that point it was like 2 or 3. And I got off at 5. So these people were working me like a slave. And I asked them, I'm like, I can't keep working. I'm so tired. Can I please go home? And this one manager, I forgot what his name. I think it started with a C. He said no. Like, everybody was feeling bad for me. Like, he's so tired. Let him go home. He's like, ooh, that's not I don't have the authority to do that. You have to wait till Steven comes in. Steven's the owner. He's like, oh, you gotta wait for Steven to come in. I'm like, dude, are you serious? He was there from when I first started working there. And I know this asshole has more authority than anybody in this whole store probably. And yet, he sees me suffering. And he's so cruel. But he was getting off of work, and I think probably she was up there. Genesis, the next manager coming in. It was either Genesis or it was... Damn, I forgot her name. The other one. I have a story about the other one. I really can't forget her. I can't remember her name, but she was great. Yeah, Genesis came in And she saw me. I looked like shit. And she's like, "What are you still doing here, dude? You can go home. If you can't work anymore, you can go home." By that time, I was already like, I was like halfway awake. I was like a little more than halfway awake. So I was hearing what she was saying, and my brain was still processing it. But like I was catching on. Like, okay. After staring at her for like 2 minutes straight, I'm like, I can go home. And she's like, "Dude, get out. Don't even clock out. Just leave. Grab your bag and go." And I'm like, oh my god, it must be my birthday. And it wasn't my birthday because I already had my birthday. But yeah, how did I even get on this? How did I? Oh, the people working there. Oh yeah, that's when I said that about him. I said he was fucking worthless because he sucked. That's what I said to him. It was probably way meaner than that. I don't remember most of that day because I was half awake the whole day. But that's the only person that I met there that was like who I was not a fan of at all. And I'm glad it was because everybody else was really cool except for the managers that made fun of me, but they did it exclusively in Spanish. And my Spanish wasn't good enough to understand completely. I just heard the words in reference to me, and it made me mad because I couldn't understand them and know exactly what they were saying. So I was pissed the fuck off. But it worked out in the end. A little bit, not really. I never got over it clearly because I'm talking about it now. How long have I been rambling? Damn, it's only 36 minutes. I could really end the video right now. Even though I was on a point there. I think I was talking about friend groups. Yeah. And the ones that I met at McDonald's, they were not... I was friends with them. And I probably would have been stoked to go off campus with them. I guess off McDonald's ground. Because I was not in high school. But they were in high school, so, it is what it is. And it didn't work out. And that's just fine. I think that's just fine. I could really talk about that job all day long. And I probably will someday, not today. And the longer I wait to do that, the more stuff I start to forget, and I start filling in those gaps with bullshit. So, I may never tell the McDonald's story, and that's a shame. Maybe one day, someone will give me $10,000 to talk about it, and that's what I'll do. In one sitting, I'll just talk about every single McDonald's story. Yeah, so no friend groups at McDonald's. The first friend group that I had after middle school, which is crazy, but they were in my anatomy class is where I met them. And they were cool. Or they are cool. It's not like they went anywhere. But I don't know. It feels strange because I was a completely different person back when I met them, and I feel like since I'm so different now, it's kind of surreal to imagine being around them again. So I don't want to avoid them necessarily. Well, not necessarily at all, or not anything at all. I don't want to avoid them. I wish that I didn't lie to them about who I was. But at the time I couldn't help it. I was literally not thinking straight. So, that's on me. But it's really, I wish I could go and, tell them my whole life story, but I don't have nearly, like, it seems like I talk a lot. It seems like I have a lot to say, but this is because before I record, I sit and I talk to myself alone for like 5 minutes to warm up, so I'm not just pausing in the middle of the video. And I still do that sometimes. But yeah, before I literally didn't say like anything to anybody that I had classes with, and I'm glad I met them for real. Even though it feels like they didn't meet me. I was kind of just, I was just there, kind of a husk of a person, just walking the earth. But everybody I met there everybody that I was friends with there. They were all cool. And it's a shame. It's really a shame that they probably won't ever know who I am. But You know, it's my own fault. If you're watching this, here you go. Yeah, and then the friend group I met here, yeah, they're cool. They're cool. They're not watching this. I think maybe they are. You can have this one. You can have this one right here. Actually, you can have 3 of them. I'll try to make a third one for you. Here's 1. Here's 2. It's over. I tried. I didn't try with anybody else. I'll get it down though. You can have 3 of them, even though there's like 5 of you. Oh well. There's only so many fingers. Yeah, they're cool. They're more than cool. They're amazing. They're outstanding. They're fantastic. They're nice, I guess. I don't know. I owe my entire life to each of them, and there are only so many words that I can say to fully, express how I feel. Thank you, my good friends. Thank you. This is for you. How did I even start talking about this? I'm trying to think. How did I even? I don't know. Well, now you know. And now I have nothing else to talk about. So now I got to get to the real beef. The real reason I made this video to begin with. It wasn't to show off my tattoos. I mean my piercings. It wasn't to show off my nails. It wasn't to talk about whatever I just talked about for 40 minutes. It was for this, okay? And I hate doing this, but I only get serious when I need to, okay? And I hope I'm serious right now. Just gotta rip off the band-aid. I really hate to say this. I hate that it had to turn out this way, but you probably realized by now I'm not home much, and I just me and your mother, we're getting a divorce, okay? And that means you're not gonna see me a lot, and really I hate to do this, especially because a boy needs his father, and I can't be that for you, and I'm really sorry. You I love you though, little man. I can't do it anymore. I can't live with her, and I want to live with you. I take you everywhere. I drive around the whole world just with you. I love you more than but I'm not strong enough for you. I'm not strong enough for this. Yeah. I've been Sonny May Cry. There's meatloaf in the oven. I'll see you once a week, sport. Grace and blessings, my friends. Oh, look at the nails. Look at the piercing. One more time. Oh. Yeah. I'll watch the button again. See? Look.